It was a big night in my house when Ellen DeGeneres came out on her eponymous 90s sitcom, Ellen. The show stood out from our cherished lineup of Monday night comedy, first Murphy Brown, then Sybil, then Northern Exposure, which aired as I nodded off to sleep. Candice Bergen and Sybil Shepherd were charismatic women with timing as thrilling as Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue, my favorite song in 1997. Plus, they were tall, blonde, and had nice boobies. I inferred this from my mother Ray's strayed muffle comments over Rocky Road ice cream and Diet Coke, her nightly TV ritual. But Ellen was different because she was gay like my mom. She was funny, just like our other favorite showrunners, but her gayness lit up my living room like a long-lost UFO friend. Alien and strange, but welcome, and missed all those many years. But that night we sat down to watch, Ellen come, that UFO thing does not make sense. Making a note of it, it doesn't work. The night we sat down to watch Ellen come out, everything felt different. Unlike the usual TV time vibe of post-dinner sleepiness, the living room was a giddy place when we tuned in to see a very funny mainstream show with a lesbian protagonist. My mother, Ray, was very up on who was a lesbian and who, sadly, was not. I didn't understand why it was so important to her, and I didn't understand why she loved Provincetown so much when other non-gay vacation spots seemed just as fun to me. I mean, almost as fun. I also didn't get why she was so into all her dumb detective novels about gay ladies solving crimes. I just didn't see what the difference was. And yet, as the episode began, I felt a level of explicit inclusion. My parents, after our move to West Hartford, took greater pains than ever to be out. For their benefit and for mine, it was important that we not live in a dishonest way. To see Ellen go through such a similar transition, so honestly, so comedically, and so publicly, must have been a breath of fresh air for my parents. It occurred to me then that I was a spectator to both the show and to this personal moment of Ray's. These straight people came into our homes every week and made us laugh. These were my heroes, blonde comedians with men orbiting around their storylines. But the night Ellen came out, I felt like my family got an invitation to the party. It hadn't occurred to me that we'd been excluded thus far, but now I saw it. The price of inclusion was noticing that all along we hadn't been. In the first scene of the episode, Ellen's friends tease her as she gets dressed behind a closed door for a date with a man named Richard. "Ellen, will you come out already?" As a 12-year-old, I was tickled pink with the metaphor. Ellen was literally behind a closed door, and her friends beckoned her to come out already. Get it? I did. I was nervous. But what if the episode failed to deliver that special something that Ray was seeking? What if the episode sidestepped Ellen's gayness, and she sort of only came out in a coy way? While Ellen wasn't talking about gay families with kids, she might as well have been, extending her story so intimately into our home. We were not the only ones who felt this way. ABC actually placed a parental advisory before the episode. After the big coming out episode on a shopping trip at Nordstrom, Ray and I spotted some light blue pajamas covered in stars with dancing breast cancer ribbons throughout the pattern. This elegant two-piece flannel ensemble caught our eyes because Lori, Ellen's new girlfriend on the show, had worn those very pajamas in a recent episode. Ray paid for the mall spoils, and we triumphantly brought a piece of Ellen home with us. When the show was canceled after the network deemed it too gay, all we had were the pajamas and Sybil Shepherd to keep us warm. I wore those blue pajamas for 15 years, always remembering Lori when I put them on, and my mom's excitement that they happened to be selling a tangentially gay thing at Nordstrom's in West Hartford, Connecticut in 1997.